to my channel. My name is Gourmetkim. I hope you're having a wonderful day as I am. Today we're making chicken satay noodles. I'm taking you to Indonesia. This recipe is easy, foolproof, and as always super delicious. So let's get to it because I'm hungry. These are the ingredients we need. So we're going to begin with the chicken. Now, I believe in seasoning at every stage of cooking. But before we do that, I'm going to tenderize this a bit. This is a secret in Chinese cooking called velveting. Velveting is when baking soda is added to meat. It could be chicken, pork, or beef. And then the baking soda, what it does is it tenderizes the meat. It breaks down the muscles of the meat and makes it more tender and literally melts on your tongue. And this is why when you buy from Chinese restaurants, they tend to be more tender than you would make at home. So today we're going to learn that secret. I have about 500 grams of chicken breast, thinly sliced. This velveting technique works for either chicken breast or chicken thighs. The red meat or the white meat, it doesn't really matter. And for the 500 grams of chicken breast, I'm going to need about 1.5 teaspoon of baking soda. So that's half, that's 1, and another half. So just get your hands in there and work the baking soda into the chicken. This step is really optional. You don't really need it if you don't overcook your chicken, but I like the extra tenderness that it renders when the baking soda is added, so I choose to add it. So once you've mixed it well into the chicken, set it aside for about 15 to 20 minutes. Then we're going to rinse it under running water, then pat it dry with paper towel, then we'll proceed to season the chicken. So for the satay sauce, I'm using all natural peanut butter or groundnut paste, and I'm adding about half a cup. This one is not sweetened, so if you decide to use sweetened peanut butter, or sometimes called creamy peanut butter, then you're going to need to omit the sugar that the recipe calls for. So about half cup of all natural peanut butter, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of lime juice. You need about 2 teaspoons of fish sauce, which adds great umami flavor to the sauce. About 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, about 1 teaspoon of curry powder, or 1.5, make it 1.5, and about 1 teaspoon of turmeric or turmeric powder. I'm also going to add garlic and ginger. I'm adding about 2 teaspoons of grated ginger, freshly grated ginger, and then a lot of garlic because I like a lot of garlic. So let's make it about 3 teaspoons of garlic. And then you grab your whisk and whisk this sauce mixture together like so. Once you have that mixed together, we're going to thin it out with a little bit of water. This is about 2 tablespoons of water. I ended up adding about 1/4 cup of water to get to this consistency. And for now, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of water to 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Mix it until it's smooth and uniform. And then we add that to the satay mixture. What this does is it will thicken the sauce and then help coat the noodles really well without slipping off the noodles, the sauce I mean. This is what it should look like. It's a bit on the thin side. So finally we'll add some chili to taste. This is a spicy chicken satay noodle, so we add a lot of chili, but if you don't want it spicy, don't add the chili. The ginger is enough. And then season it with a pinch of salt. I've washed the baking soda off the chicken. Make sure that when you wash it really well and thoroughly so you don't have any taste of baking soda left on the chicken. Alright, so now I'm going to season the chicken with about 2 teaspoons of salt, another 2 teaspoons of paprika, smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon each of coriander and anise seeds or nkitty, about 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, about 1 teaspoon of garlic, about 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, freshly ground pepper to taste, that's about 1 teaspoon, and then lemon juice. I'm using half a lemon. Well, it's less than half a lemon, so 1.5 teaspoons of lemon juice. And then get your hands in there as usual. Massage all the spices and seasonings well into the chicken. Make sure each piece of chicken is well coated in the spices. And then you can leave this for about 5 minutes to let it marinate a bit before we proceed to cook. Now, in the meantime, you can start boiling your noodles. Whatever noodles you decide to use, just cook according to the directions on the package. I'm mixing regular egg noodles with spinach noodles for a bit of color. Add about 2 tablespoons of oil of choice. I'm using lemongrass infused grapeseed oil, but you can use sunflower oil or olive oil or even butter. Allow the oil to heat up over medium-high heat before we add the chicken. Okay, so add your seasoned chicken to your hot oil. And then leave it to brown a little bit on all sides. So we'll leave it undisturbed for about a minute or 2. Okay, so the chicken is cooked now, and I'm going to test one for you to see how tender it is. Look how easily it falls apart. The baking soda velveteen trick is a lifesaver. Look at that. One more. Just literally falls apart. That's how tender it's gonna make it when you add the baking soda. So just make a well in the center of the chicken, and then add the satay sauce. Stir the satay sauce until it starts to thicken. Already, look how beautiful it is. You could actually end here when the sauce is slightly cooked and then eat this with rice. So you have this chicken satay sauce with rice. The sauce is starting to thicken up and bubble up nicely. It needs about just 2 minutes more to fully cook. And with this one, you can actually leave it here and serve this with rice or potatoes or anything else that you'd like to serve the chicken satay sauce with. But because we're making a noodle stir fry, we're going to add the cooked noodles to this sauce, and that's it. Literally, we're done. We're almost done, actually. Because I like my onions crunchy, I wait and add the onions at this stage. But you could totally cook the onions with the chicken. It's really a matter of choice. So just as I add the onions, I'm going to add my cooked noodles. So just dump the noodles onto it, like so, and gently stir the noodles and the sauce together to combine. It looks like a curry because of the curry and the turmeric that we added for color and flavor, of course, but I'm going to switch my ladle to tongs so it can help me toss it properly. And voila! The noodles are ready. Garnish your noodles with some freshly chopped scallions and toss to combine again. Remove from heat and literally you're done and it's ready to be served. This is the chicken satay noodles. I like to garnish my chicken satay noodles with crushed peanuts to add some texture. So I'm just adding some roasted peanuts and using my mortar and pestle, I'm just going to crush. And just sprinkle that on top of my plated noodles. Some fresh chili as well. Lemon or lime for garnish. This is one of my favorite herbs, basil. And I'll just top that with the basil. And a few more on the sides to make it nice and fragrant. And voila! We've got our chicken satay noodles